know what? Tell me as a player, and then how does it compare as now as an adult? Like, does it hit different?
It does, man, because, with like me, you, and, we had our symposium at it was in San Diego, California. San Diego.
Yeah.
Myself, you, Courtney, and, TJ, and just everybody, man, and just sitting there as a 21-year-old kid, just trying to, fulfill a dream, first of all. And just to be surrounded by those 200 or so guys that got drafted, and we had no idea where our lives and our careers were going. Mm-hmm. We had expectations of, you drafted at 2, me drafted at, 8, Peter Warwick at 4, and Corey Simon and Erlock and Travis Taylor, just
Julian Peterson, Thomas Jones.
Yeah, you just had
Jamal
no idea.
Lewis. Yeah.
And
Jamal. Wait, Jamal, not Jamal. Yeah.
Jamal Lewis.
Jamal Lewis. Jamal
Lewis, fifth to Baltimore. Just sitting there as a young kid, listening to Curtis Conway tell his story about his life and how he came up and the decisions and the choices and the consequences of everything that, he had been through. And you you put that in your mind, and then football happens. It gets about business real quick.
Yep.
And you try to, take it all in because your life changes like that, like overnight. And, just taking that all in and being a player and the business side of it and trying to understand and know all the responsibilities that come with it because you don't understand it. And people are telling you, and you lose people along the way. Everybody can't go, and
everybody can't go.
Everybody can't go.
It's as simple as that.
And just telling, just
they
listening.
Sure enough be saying we made it on draft day though.
Right, no doubt about it.
Everybody that ever knew you, we made it.
I know, man. And looking back at
it gets redefined. You know what I mean?
It does, man, because there's so many unforeseen circumstances that can happen to a young man playing football and in life off the field that we wish we could tell them more about that part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to speak at the 2012 Rookie Symposium. I believe it was Cam's first year, being drafted, and me coming back from what I had went through and just, preaching to these young men just about, decision-making and the choices that you are dealt with like every day on a daily basis of just being a player. And it's not easy, man. And, you just try to, just give them some wisdom and give them advice. Some of us listen, some of us don't. We learn the hard way. But the opportunity that TJ has today, it will be something that will stick with him and those kids, for the rest of their life moving forward throughout their career and on and off the football field.
I'm glad you said that, Plex, because in the midst of all of that, and you saying, giving yourself advice or giving these young guys advice, at the rookie symposium, at the combine, Caleb Williams, he's not doing anything, like no medical, no testing, no anything. And, well, he was asked about it, Plex, and giving advice and talking about those things. I'm curious to what you think about how he handled this scenario being questioned this way. Let's take a listen to Caleb Williams and what he had to say.
Caleb, are you afraid to compete? Are you afraid to compete? How do you respond to people say that you're worried to be compared side by side with your peers in medicals, measurements, and workouts? Are you afraid to be measured against those guys one-on-one? Is that why you're not doing things?
No, not doing things. It was a decision by me and my team, my family, and it comes down to that.
How do you think he handled it?
I mean, he's Caleb Williams. I think that everything that he has to look for going forward, I think by him working out can do nothing but, people have negative things to say about him because he is the dominant number one pick. He is the best quarterback in college football. He's probably arguably the best college player in the draft this year. So everybody wants something to pick at. And he understands that, and I do too. But at the same time, you have, maybe the Chicago Bears or these teams or whoever, and especially us, the media, they're going to find something wrong. You know that's how it goes. Oh, he's not 6'2", he's 6 feet. He doesn't have the arm that he flashed against UCLA or Arizona or whatever the case may be. Oh, he's slow. He's not the athlete that we thought he was. And I believe that he's making the right decisions because there's nothing more that he can do to prove that he is the best college quarterback going into this draft. And you know it, and I know it. From a personal standpoint, you know what? I chose to work out because I believe that I was the best wide receiver in that draft. But everybody was saying that Peter Warrick was the best player in the draft. Mm-hmm. But Peter Warrick didn't work out. And I made the decision the day before the combine started, you know what? I'm going to work out. Peter Warrick's not working out. I'm going to work out because I wasn't going to work out either. But, I said to myself, Peter Warrick was on a bigger national stage than I was. He had just won a national championship in '99 against Virginia Tech. Peter Warrick was one of the most dynamic college football players to ever live. And
but he wasn't you going into the league, though.
He wasn't me going into the league.
Which is weird. It's weird to look at it that way because to me, Peter Warrick is the dopest college football player I've ever seen play. But as it translates to the league, his style of play didn't translate. And someone like you, your skill set and your size and everything that you had translated very well to the league.
Right. So I chose to fight for myself. That was a personal decision I made. Even Lee Steinberg, my agent at the time, said, we're not working out. There's nothing that we can do. I had just ran a 4.47 at my personal day at the combine, and there was nothing else for me to do. I was like, all right, I'm 6'6". I just ran a 4.47. All right, cool. But when Peter Warrick didn't work out, man, it got under my skin a little bit. You know what I mean? As being a competitor. I said, you know what? I'm going to go out here, man, and show these people that I'm the best wide receiver in college football. And you know who my quarterback was at the combine?
Who?
Tom Brady. When I got to the line, Tom Brady got to the front. That is how crazy it was, going for me to the combine. And you look back at Caleb Williams, and, I'm just a competitor, man. I love to compete. But I understand where he's coming from in today's game.
I was told not to participate. I didn't participate at the combine. I ended up getting sick. Like I got like the flu at the combine regardless. Right. But, all that touching and stuff, I ended up getting like really, really sick. But I didn't. I wasn't scheduled to compete.
Rightfully so. You was going to be the number one pick.
Well, but here's the thing. I wanted to compete. Like, I wanted to do it. My agents was like, there's nothing for you to gain by doing anything here. And I trusted their take on it and said, all right, I'll wait for my pro day because I knew I was going to do, really well at my pro day. But it did give, I will say this, 20/20 hindsight after it all took place, when guys did compete, like I can recall more specifically, like Urlacher did the workout. Right. And everybody was like, oh, Brian Urlacher. And I'm sitting there like, man, I should have competed. Right. I would have did those numbers and better if I would have did it. You know what I mean? Like he's not messing with my numbers, but I was told not to do it. And then so now the question became, okay, well, why didn't you do it? So listening to the way Caleb, I guess, like putting a bow on it, did Caleb handle it well? I think less is more in these situations.